Alright, as of recently, I feel like something has been kind of missing, right? And I want to just try to get back into the loop. And what's the best way to do that? Well, a new account challenge, because these are just really, really fun, and it makes me like, be more productive with my channel, right? So I have some ideas. February, which is this month, is going to be only romance characters. March is going to be only Asgard characters, and that one's going to be hype because that's going to be a non-free-to-play challenge. So I might go hard on those beta ray build calves if they are like, a thing in March. And April's going to be only Spider-Verse to celebrate like, either Spider-Punk or maybe Lizard. Who knows, right? But these are my challenge ideas. I want to start off with like, monthly challenges, then go to like maybe a massive summer one. So we'll have to see about that. But for the romance challenge, here are the rules. I can only use characters with a romance or its complicated synergy, but I will include special synergies such as Titania and Absman, or Mantis, Star-Lord, and Gamora. So the goal here is to rank up a 6-star romance pairing, to rank 3, maybe for Paragon, and rank 4, I don't know just yet, but we have until February 29th to do it, so let's see what happens there. And new accounts are just so fun, right? Because it's just like revisiting the game. And as it stands, like in the end game content, or like I am currently, sometimes it's just not fun and it's just more stressful than anything, right? But with a new account, you just get to have fun with the game. You go back to your roots, you get to just, chill. There is zero stress, and it's just so nice, right? And plus, I think y'all love new account challenges, so I think it's a great addition to the channel as well, because, with Arya, that was a massive hit, so I want to see how, like, these turn out as well. But yeah, here's the start, just, Spider-Man Stark Enhanced, who isn't romance, by the way, so this is just a quick exception because we do get our first one very, very quickly. But yeah, here is the tutorial. I think I'm decent at this game. I don't know. Well, obviously not, because I messed that up. But then check this out. I messed this up too somehow, so that is hilarious. Maybe I'm bad at the game. I think I am, honestly, because I can't even do this tutorial. So yeah, I'm exposed, I guess, because that was just rough. But this sequence is pretty cool. I got that at least, right? But now it's time for our first romance champion. And by the way, I might stream some of this. I don't know. It's like kind of 50-50 with me, right? Because, hold on, I'll say this after I open this crystal, but here we go. First ever champion on this account. Let's see. So my options are between Black Panther, Hulk, and Scarlet Witch. Now, Scarlet Witch and Hulk it's complicated, and Black Panther is a romance character, so I could have picked anyone there, so I went with Black Panther because I think he is just more fun to play. But you're gonna see, we get rid of 2-stars really quickly now these days, and it's honestly insane how like Kabam pushes that narrative really, really fast. But like I was saying, with like streaming this challenge, it's kind of 50-50 because on one hand, I love streaming, like especially these challenges, right? Like streaming Arya for the first time was just really, really fun. But on the other hand, I like using these challenges as just like a way to escape for a bit and just like have some fun by myself, like at 4 in the morning sometimes. It's just a nice way to break away from everything, right? So like I might have to split it between just personal enjoyment and also just streaming it, because I think people want to see it streamed as well. But then again, Arya was like 99% like just recorded videos, and that still did pretty dang good too. So we'll have to see what happens here. But yeah, Black Panther's just crushing it so far. Is he the best champion in the game? Probably, right? After this gameplay, look at this, 33 damage. It's honestly crazy how like the damage difference from like just starting and like being Valiant, it's just so crazy, right? Like 33 damage, what does that do against like a rank 3 Sasquatch in Battlegrounds? Nothing. It does absolutely nothing. But like for this, it's like everything. So I just love the difference in like account value when you just start off and like where I am with my current account or like my main account. So yeah, it's just fun to revisit this stuff, and I want to do it monthly because once you like get to the top with a new account, you just feel that same burnout that you do with your main account, and it's like, oh well, that's just not fun. And with Arya, which by the way, Arya isn't done, I can never finish that account because that is my official second account, right? These are just challenge accounts that I'll probably get rid of as soon as the month ends. But with Arya, that was just something special. So yeah, Arya still, the chapters for Arya are still not done, right? Because there's Necropolis, there's Valiant, there's pretty much getting to where I'm at with my main account with Arya. But this account, it's a gimmick challenge. There is one goal and one goal only to just rank up a romance pairing. But time for my first ever crystals, and in this video you're gonna see how like this challenge can be honestly kind of like mean sometimes. But first premium crystal, there are some 4-star characters and there is a Winter Soldier. Now I believe Winter Soldier it's complicated, so I will take that. It's just like a free team slot, I guess. Like Black Panther's right there, so not fussed about that too much. But now it's time for an Avengers crystal, and there are some romance options here. There is Thor, for example. But let's just get this crystal rolling. It's a Nexus crystal, and kabam, they give a lot of Nexus crystals for like new players, which I think is pretty awesome. But Cap Sam Wilson and Hulkbuster are not romance, but Thor is, so I will take that. And yeah, here is my first ever romance team. So let's just get this ball rolling. Here we have this Ant-Man, no big deal. Or is it? 115 PI, pretty menacing at times, don't get me wrong. That's pretty scary. But, Black Panther, he's going to crush it because he's Black Panther, right? The new best champion in the game. And yeah, we're doing some nice 52 crits. He needs to chill out. That was kind of insane. But yeah, we got that done. Now we're officially, level 3? Not to flex or anything, but yeah, that's pretty good. We gained 2 levels in this video? It's nice going so far. Also, you're gonna realize that the XP gain for newer players is insane. You level up so fast in these challenges, and it's just honestly overwhelming. But you know what? I think it should be that way because the game at this point is really speeding up. So I want, to speed up with the new challenges too, because yeah, it's just what Kabam wants players to do at this point. Because, for example, 1-stars are pretty much nothing now because you get a 2-star immediately. So it's what's the 1-star for, right? But yeah, there is level 4. We are going pretty fast here, but the main XP is from the objectives, which are a brand new feature, I think, and those objectives are just really, really cool because it gives you a ton of resources too. It gives you some crystal shards, and check this out. So when I played the game, this was a 1 to 2 star hero crystal. Now this is 100 units, and it's a 3 to 4 star crystal, which is insane, right? A 1% chance for a 4-star character, and it says that the first 5 purchases of this crystal are half off. So they want you to buy this 5 times, which I think is crazy, right? But let's see, first crystal here, and there is Hulk, there is Iron Man, and we land on a 3-star version of Rogue, which is perfect because Rogue is a romance character. So I will take that. My first 3-star is a success, a romance character right there. But now we have, my name, right? My name is going to be just Love, because what is this account based off of? What is the month of February known as? It is the month of love. So this is it's just plain and simple. This account is called Love with 3 exclamation marks. If you want to, add me, feel free. But yeah, this is just the account of Love. It's the challenge of love in the month of love. So why not call it just Love, right? But 3-star crystal time. Here we go. Just give me something good, please. I see no romance characters, and it just continues that way because we get Ebony Maw. Now, Ebony Maw, great champion, really fun to play, so this does really hurt me a bit because he is just super fun. But yeah, no romance synergies, unfortunately, just a bunch of crit rating stuff. And also, I forgot that it's Corvus and Proxima that are married and not Ebony Maw and Proxima, so that's my bad. But here we have another premium hero crystal, and yeah, that was my first ever feeling of disappointment because the character wasn't romance, so that kind of stinks. But here's a 2-star Storm, and Storm is romance, and I know this because my other top champion, Black Panther, is like her partner. So there we go, that's perfect, right? I have that pairing so far. And yeah, here's the final boss of Act 1. No big deal, just a Red Skull. But I was curious about this. They don't include the buffed Red Skull here, and I think that's a good call because the buffed Red Skull is just really, really annoying, right? So imagine that in like the first, boss fight of Act 1. That's rough. That's rough to deal with. But Rogue here, gonna do just fine. And yeah, Rogue herself I think is kind of fun, but the damage output for like a new account challenge, it's just not there, right? I want more damage, and Rogue just doesn't have that. But you're gonna see, once I finish this quest, there is a way to get that more damage. But there I hit his block, and I don't get any like power burn or anything, so that's pretty cool. But check this out. We're gonna go in for the final blows here, do a couple hits, drop the SP2, and we're gonna complete this, right? But then look what happens afterwards. Victory, quest done, perfect. But I checked the rewards, right? And here we get, I think, a 2-star Avengers Crystal. It's nothing too crazy. It's just some fine stuff. A 2-star Colossus. And then we get like the Act 2 thing afterwards, which, by the way, all these champions are not romance, so I don't want them. Collector, you can just keep them. None of them are romance at all. Like the opposite, to be honest. But check this out. So the rewards for completing Act 1 are decent, but exploring it is insane because you get all these romance characters. There's Gamora right there, there is Hawkeye right there, and there is Colossus right there as 3-star characters. So that is new. That is 1000% new, and that's crazy because in one single act, you go from 1-star champions to 3-star champions just like that. I think this game is just progressing so fast now, right? And is it a good thing? Of course. I think, getting players up to speed in a good amount of time is really healthy for the game. And yeah, I think that what Kabam is doing with like those 3-star characters, I think it's a good thing, right? But it just caught me off guard because I'm not used to it. When I first started the game, I was like, 1 stars and 2 stars for life, and 3 stars were like really hard to come by. So yeah, it's just times are changing, right? But my 3-star roster is looking pretty good now. And now it's time for a premium hero crystal. So just give me any romance 4-star, please. Yeah, just, there is who? Let me see. I guess Black Bolt's kind of romance, right? Is he? I don't even know. But Rocket Raccoon isn't, unfortunately. He's a nice guy. He deserves it. But yeah, just hasn't found love yet, but that's fine. He's a raccoon. I don't think he needs it, but maybe he does. You never know. And there's a dupe Hawkeye, a duped Hawkeye, sorry, so I'll take that. He does need it at least, so if I do want to play him as a 2-star character, I do have that. But like I said, we're on to 3 stars now, which is insane, right? Because this account is like an hour old, and we're already on to 3-star characters. So like when 8 stars come out, for example, which might not be for a while, but when like 8 stars come out, are we just gonna push 4 stars in Act 1? I don't know, right? But like that offer right there was pretty cool. They have those offers like pretty often now, and I feel like for like newer players, it's not necessarily a bad buy because those champions are all really good, right? And like they're pretty much guaranteed to help you out. But now it's time for another 3-star crystal. Just give me a champion that I can use, please. Any romance character. Who is there that is romance? No one. Literally no one. And we land on Mordo. So waste of a crystal. You hate to see it. And this is where like the pain kind of starts, right? Because let's say I open my first 6-star crystal and it's like a champion that I just cannot use. That first 6-star is usually very, very vital. So not having like that first 6-star to use is just painful, right? So that's why this challenge is going to be a heartbreaker for sure. So I'm excited for it. I'm also nervous for it. I want to see like just how badly my luck is or how good it is. Usually I'm pretty lucky, so I'm feeling good about this challenge, but maybe I just cannot get a romance 6-star, for example. So I just cannot do like Act 7, Act 6. But maybe I do get like, a whole roster of 5 and 6-star romance characters. You never know with this challenge, right? And that's the fun of it. That's the fun of like new account challenges, because it's just so uncertain, right? Like, on my Arya account, I got like a 4-star Juggernaut that carried me all the way, but then, all of a sudden I pulled Hercules, so that just changed everything. But this guy isn't changing a single thing because he is not romantic at all, so that is just fun. And yeah, now it's time to just start exploring Act 1 because I need those 3-star characters. All 3 of those 3-star characters are romance, so that's just like instantly a massive roster upgrade. But yeah, I hope that like next month has some romance crystals maybe. I don't know. I hope it does, but they usually do it, so I think that's a good like, a good time to do this challenge, right? But there I dropped the SP1. Rogue has a lifesteal, perfect questing character, but her damage output just isn't necessarily there, right? But whose damage is there? Well, 3-star Gamora's, because Gamora is just insane, obviously. Even as like a 7-star character, still crushes it in pretty much any piece of content. So yeah, Gamora, I'm definitely a fan of her, so I want to use this character on the account. And another thing with like new account challenges, you use champions that you don't really use that often on the main account, for example. Like, of course, Hercules is romance, so I get to use him on this challenge, but for example, Spider-Verse challenge, can't use Hercules, right? But I can use champions that I don't have ranked up, like Spider-Ham or Spider-Man 2099. That's the fun of these challenges, and Gamora is just insane, right? One of the best pure attackers when it comes to just raw damage output. But then also check this out, my first 4-star character, can't even claim him, like can't even use him, right? Because Gladiator is not romantic, and I wonder why, right? Probably the Mohawk. Honestly, it definitely is the Mohawk, but he's a nice guy. Well, probably not actually, because he's a confident person, and most confident people can come off as like not so nice. But yeah, I don't know. Gladiator, he needs some love in his life, right? So here I dropped the SP1, and that does it. Pretty clean right there. Gamora just crushing it so far. And here is quest 5 done, right? So we're getting there. And there's 3-star Hawkeye, who is romance, so we're looking pretty good in this scenario. And here I also get a Cosmic Catalyst for Gamora because I need pretty much everything for Gamora, because she might have to be my Cosmic or just overall 3-star investment, because, I don't know what I'm going to pull in the future. It could just be like all non-romance characters, so I have to stick with Gamora, and I'll gladly do that because Gamora is just really, really good. So there is a Premium Hero Crystal. And this crystal could be anything, right? Could be a romance 4-star character, and it's gonna land on a lot of great champions there. And we get a 4-star Venom the Duck, and let me tell ya, this guy, he's not romantic in the slightest. He honestly hates everyone, I feel like. So that is a massive loss, right? A 4-star character from a premium crystal, great, that is fantastic. In this challenge, a non-romantic character, that's terrible. Worst thing possible. My first ever 4-star character on this account, and I can't use him. I cannot use my first ever 4-star champion. How annoying is that? That just, it stinks, right? You hate to see it. And yeah, just so many champions there. I check out a Desperation for like a romance synergy. There's nothing. He's not a romantic person, and it makes sense. He's not super attractive. He's not, the nicest guy out there. So, come on, Venom the Duck. I wish he was. He deserves love, right? Everyone deserves love in their life. But Venom the Duck, he isn't down for it, which, fair enough, right? Some people just don't want it, and that's fine, right? But I wish he did want it, because he'd be a fun champion to use for sure. But there is Act 1 explored, and there is my final 3-star character, Colossus, which is perfect because he is romance, and he is also really, really good. And there's an extra cap for my trouble, so I'll take that for sure. I think he is actually, it's complicated, so I will, gladly take that. But my first 4-star character just cannot be used. How unfortunate is that? But to, try to cope with that, I did sell my tier 1 basics because I don't need them anymore, and it's time for rank 2 Gamora. So we're gonna end on a good note here. Rank 2 Gamora, gonna crush Act 2 and above, hopefully, and yeah, looking pretty good for the rest of the challenge here. So we'll end it with that. a rank 2 Gamora. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this challenge. I feel like it can be pretty fun for sure. It's gonna be a heartbreaker, but it's the month of love, right? So that's expected. And yeah, that's about it for me.